Have you ever had a fantastic idea that you then shared with your team and you noticed your team was a little underwhelmed or the idea fell completely flat? Well, I have a new strategy that, if implemented correctly, will increase your employee engagement and also increase the level of excitement for your next best thing. When you have a good idea, chances are you've been thinking about it for quite some time. You've been mulling over the options, looking at the pros and cons, thinking about the ins and outs of this idea. But the problem is that when you introduce it to your team, this is generally the first time they're hearing about it. Here's what to do. Once you give your new strategy, hold a forum that invites discussion and include these 7 questions. First question: what is one thing that excites you about this new goal or new thing? Then you sit back and let them discuss. Go around the room one by one, let them tell you what excites them about the goal. This puts everybody on the same page and allows you to see how they're thinking about your next big thing. 2, I confess, the one thing I'm not so excited about is, once you pose this question, make sure you stay out of the conversation. Maybe there's something new they have to learn. Maybe they don't feel confident in an area that they need to step up in. Allow them to talk through this to pull out all those obstacles to you getting to your next big thing. 3, in regard to this goal, I'd really like to get better at. So the third question kind of takes a look at the second question and says, okay, if I'm not so excited about this, what do I need to get better at in order for us to hit this goal? It allows you to see how you can support each of your team members in growing in an area that they may not feel strong in. 4, what are the intended results? Although it seems like a no-brainer, you know what the intended results are in your mind. You don't know if they understand what your intended results are. So this is an important question to allow them to repeat back to you and to each other what they think the intended results of this next big thing or this next goal are. It's a fantastic opportunity for you to make sure everyone's on the same page as to what the end result actually is. 5, what challenges can we anticipate? I love this question because it gets you thinking about how you might self-sabotage or what challenges might show up on your path to the achievement of this next big thing or the goal. This allows people to actually pre-think, I think this might be a challenge, and here's a plan in order to overcome that before you even get started. 6, what have we or others learned from similar goals? So this goes back to the question of who, not how. Who has done this or done a piece of this before that we can learn from so we don't have to reinvent the wheel? What data do we already know exists out there to inform our decisions so we don't need to make needless mistakes? 7, what will make us successful this time? I love this question because, again, just like you can pre-think your challenges, you can also pre-think your success. We're going to be using our calendar more. We're going to communicate better. We're going to look for resources that we need ahead of time. We're going to. I think it's super important to do this in an open forum where everyone can hear everybody else's answers. I think it promotes psychological safety. It causes everyone to feel comfortable, to see everyone else's weaknesses and strengths, and for each person to feel both seen and heard going into what could possibly be a really big goal or really big next big thing. So sometimes you may come across a team member who has difficulty answering these questions. That's not a problem. Give them a little extra time and then meet with them outside of this larger meeting to discuss anything that's come up for them over the course of this activity. Would you like a document with all these questions and procedures laid out for you? Don't worry, I've created it for you. If you want a copy, go ahead and click the link down in the description and we'll get it into your inbox.